Once it says we're live, guess what? We're
We're
live!
live!
Welcome to your Daily Dose. My name is Robert. That's my pal Susan. And this is Anna Grill from the Young Onset Parkinson Network.
Hi guys, how are you?
I mean, I can't even say it. I can't claim it. Wait a minute. I got to take this back. We've had this weekend, and I think one of the highlights of this weekend happened when you said, anybody want to go to karaoke?
That's right.
Talk to me about that inspiration
That was
moment,
fabulous.
first night.
Well, anytime we get together with a bunch of folks and, as people with Parkinson's, it's always good to work your voice.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to do that with karaoke every once in a while. We had a lot of fun.
And you have had Parkinson's for how long? How long have you been diagnosed?
I got diagnosed at the age of 38, which was in 2007, which makes it almost a little more than 15 years, a little close to 16. Yeah.
And your background is in?
I was a sales executive leader for a Fortune 200 company, business-to-business sales type thing. So did that for 28 years.
So you analyzed stuff. You looked at part of what you were looking at because you're kind of in the marketing world. Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And you noticed in the Parkinson's world a gap.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I went through it myself, so I saw it firsthand. The lack of resources that there are for people of my age that get it, and it's very disheartening when you're in your 30s or 40s, and you get the diagnosis and you go to look for information, and all you see is gray-haired people with assistive devices, and that's not you.
Yeah, and it's legitimate for them, and
definitely. Yeah,
I have my experience.
Right, exactly,
Right.
And we're in the midst of our careers and our having kids and shuttling them everywhere, and everyone knows how hard that period of time is for normal, not want to say normal people, but people without chronic illness. Yeah. And it's doubly or triply, I don't even know, quadruply hard for people that have that. So
And I had the medical world figured out when you were diagnosed that there was a difference.
I was lucky. I was lucky that I got diagnosed quickly. A lot of my friends have had even like needless surgeries because they thought it's been something else.
Right.
So I got diagnosed pretty quickly, and I've always had been fortunate to have access to really good care. But yeah, I think that there was a recognition that the illness is different at that point, but just not a lot out there to help other people, navigate it really. Yeah.
Is it treated medically different?
Well, not necessarily, but they do use certain drugs, I think more so with the young onset, to kind of help preserve, the first drug is usually not the levodopa. It's something, and everyone's different. So everyone's, I hate to say any generalities about the medicine, but, we tend to progress slower. And that's a gift, I guess. I say thank you about every day.
Right.
And, so we're on the medication so much longer. So the experience long term is very different because of all the impacts that has. But
How about the effect on your family? Letting them know?
Yeah,
age
no.
37?
that was difficult, and probably one of the do what I say, not as I do episodes of my life. I wanted to protect my kids. They were 9 and 7, and I felt, why do they have to carry this burden? And it's such a complex disease that I was thinking, I don't even know how to start telling them about it,
Yeah.
And there were no resources. So I didn't tell them, and I didn't tell them, and I didn't tell them. And it's hard to tell after you've not told for so long. So my youngest actually took it upon herself because she knew something was up. And she went into my medicine drawer and found all my meds.
Wow.
And Dr. Googled them herself.
Wow.
And unfortunately, she diagnosed me with Huntington's disease, which, as you may know, is fatal.
So she got terrified.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I didn't find that out until I told her, which was probably several months later, which, it really impacted our relationship for a couple of years.
Wow.
So there's something that the story we tell ourselves, right? The story you told yourself, if you told your kids, was what? If you had told them, what would happen to them?
Because I was afraid to tell them. Why was I afraid to tell? I just thought that's such a heavy thing to carry as a child.
What would they do? It'd be heavy. Would they love you less? Would they?
No, I think I was worried they'd be so concerned about me and worried about me.
They'd lose their child.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Taking care of you.
Right, exactly. Feel like they have afraid for me.
Mom, don't
always,
carry that.
Helping me.
And instead, your youngest got the information and told a different story.
Yeah.
Mom's dying.
Right.
Right now.
Not a good story at all.
So this is the tangled web we weave.
Yeah.
When first we practice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So how do we, in the brief time we have here, how do we both give people the space to come out and also insist in some fashion for their health that they do?
I think that it really just has everything to do with awareness and understanding. and not and instilling the confidence that things aren't going to fall apart if you tell.
Yeah.
And there's so many different places. There's work, there's home, and everything else. So it's definitely something that we're still trying to fix, and hopefully with YOPN we're making some headway there.
That's how I was thinking. And now there's a resource.
Yeah,
I was just
we
going to say,
hope.
I'd suggest you with the smile,
Yeah.
with the life goes on and goes on well too.
Yeah, absolutely. Life is good.
Susan?
That's a wrap.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
It was so good meeting both of you.
So good.